Welcome to QAFE. QAFE is a new framework for easier and faster development of web-based applications using latest trends and technologies in the industry. Since 2002, there have been big leaps in the web application development process. Web 2.0 was introduced, which brought flexible and easily manageable frameworks like GWT, Adobe Flex, Java FX, MS Silverlight, etc. Each of these technologies, we are only mentioning 4 of them, have their own way of creating applications. GWT is based on JavaScript technology and others are plugins. Let's see what the server-side developments were. Standalone terminal applications were the core of development towards the end of the 20th century. Couple of decades later, the fat client concept was introduced, which demanded huge server capacity in order to support the dynamic performance at the client side. The fat client architecture was moved to a much more distributed client-server architecture where requests by the client were serviced by the servers in the network. By the end of the 90s, multi-tier architectures came into picture, resulting in frameworks such as Struts, Spring, JSF, etc. since we wanted to move to Internet. In order to reduce the complexity and to increase the code organization, structure developers turned to use service-oriented architecture, aka SOA. What is SOA? SOA is a service-oriented architecture where the focus is more on the business requirement and process instead of the technical requirements. A business analyst must be able to understand the service method. SOA is not new. It's actually like component-based development, refreshed and more standardized. The basic idea behind SOA is to create applications that will interact with each other. The concept of standalone applications faded away. At this point, it has become clear that developing applications using Web 2.0 along with SOA would be the optimum way. At the same time, it is also known that the process is time-consuming and complex. The learning curve for the technology is rather long. Also, the Web 2.0 framework implementations varied as per the vendor, like those mentioned in the beginning of this session. So the question remains as how to overcome these disadvantages, and the answer to that is QAFE. The QAFE framework enables application development based on Web 2.0 while supporting existing or new backends developed in SOA. Let's have a conceptual overview. Consider you have the presentation layer built based on a Web 2.0 technology and your backend implemented in SOA, Java, or web service or a database resource, and so on. QAFE enables easy interaction between these. This is done by thinking from the perspective of making the framework technology independent. The presentation framework in QAFE is compatible to interact with Web 2.0 based technologies like GWT, Adobe Flex, Java FX, and others. Currently, we are capable of supporting UI development in GWT and Adobe Flex, and the SOA-compatible business framework deals with the backend, which can be Java, database, or web services. Web services enables you to connect to any backend irrespective of the technology used. This is possible as a result of QAFE markup language, aka Camel, which is basically XML. It has been developed to follow declarative UI. It enables the backend to be in SOA and frees the code from many scripting languages in one go. The simplified construction of Camel makes the development process easy and helps to make the learning curve steep. Let's have a look at how the data flow occurs in QAFE. First of all, data is given importance. So the main aim is to bring the data to and fro from the backend. For that, QAFE has a storage area referred to as a pipeline or data store where the data from the layers resides. The different tiers of the business framework does the data transaction from the commonly bound pipeline. As you can see, it's done based on the name of the data variable that is used in the CAM. Since QAFE provides an easy way to integrate the Web 2.0 and SOA architectures, it has all the good features of both plus several advantages of its own. To start with, QAFE has an easy-to-develop and understandable Camel coding with validation help, authorization and authentication, enabling security. It supports scripting languages like Python for expression evaluations, supports any database along with several other features like logging, auditing, transaction management, monitoring, etc. In addition to those, QAFE also enables service reusability. It's loosely coupled, making maintenance and event handling easy, and the list of additional features simply goes on and on. For more information and contact details, please visit www.qafe.com. Home of enterprise applications made easy.